Hey guys, this is Ken from Nippon Bro. How's it going? Hope you guys are having a great day. It is kind of sunny, and I don't know if there's going to be a thunderstorm coming later, but it looks very, very dark in some areas. But today is going to be a vlog tutorial. I think this is going to be a thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it's going to be a thing. But having said that, it is going to be a tutorial on how to take mobile photography, and I'm just going to go over a few key tips. But before we get into it, we're just going to go into the intro and we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So we were talking about mobile photography. I'm just headed to a location right now. I am in King, which stands for gold, I believe. Yeah, it stands for gold. And then this is a particular area, a little bit north part of Okinawa, I would say. I would say it's north, but it's not like completely north. It's a little bit above from the middle of Okinawa, the entire main island of Okinawa. And it's a pretty good area. There is couple of beaches. It's mostly farmland, I believe, and I've only been here a couple times, so just gonna check out a little bit further up north in King area, and we're just gonna check it out and see what we can find to photograph with our mobile phone. And by the way, today I'm using an iPhone 7s. It's not really like I have any choice because I don't really have any other phone to take a photo with, but iPhone 7s will still do, and you can shoot in RAW as long as you have some of the applications that you can download for. I don't know if there's any free ones that you can download. If you have any suggestions for other people that are watching this, comment down below and just let us know in the community that there are some free apps to take raw photos. But as far as I know, they're mostly all paid, and the one I bought was, I believe it was 99 cents or $1.99, and it was called Camera Plus 2. And if you haven't seen my other video, I'll link it somewhere up above here, of taking epic Instagram photos, and that was using kind of an app for taking raw photos, so you can edit them in Lightroom later. And yeah, we're just gonna go through it, and then I will possibly show you some Lightroom edits of the photos that I just took. So I'm just going to go through the whole processing of editing as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to the part where I actually arrive at my preferred location. I just don't even know. I'm just kind of driving blindly right now. But yeah, if I see a spot, I'll park there. We'll take some photos and we'll go through that process. We'll go back into my studio and we will do a little bit of editing, and then we'll finish off the video then. This might turn into a little bit longer of a video than I wanted, but hopefully you guys are bored enough to watch me over the weekend. Okay, well, I am going to arrive pretty soon with the magic of YouTube. See ya. Hey guys. Just around here now, we just arrived at a beach here just past King, and I know I was going to say I was going to be in King, but by the time I drove and found out a place, I just happened to be in this area. They have a little resort here with a chapel that you can get married at, and then at the resort there's some villas. The villas price from around $80 to $200 a night US. For my Canadian friends back home, you are looking at anywhere from $120 or $100, I would say, $100 to $300 a night, depending on what type of villa, I guess. But I mean, they have a karaoke here, they got spa, and you can either face the ocean or apparently face the garden, from what I've heard. So apparently it's pretty nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a promo video for these guys, but I might try to pitch them and see what kind of business I can get. So that's how you got to go hustle, you know, when you're doing freelancing. As far as taking photography with your phone, well, we're just going to walk down to the beach and I'll show you what that's all about. So be right back. Hey guys, how's it going? So I arrived at the beach, and I think there's two people kind of sitting in the lawn chair over there. I don't want to really disturb them. And then this side is kind of like the chapel, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go somewhere else. But I'm just going to probably check it out, see what I can photograph with my phone, and then we'll kind of move on. If you guys have trouble shooting mobile photography, I would highly recommend you to go on the app that shoots RAW. I use Camera Plus 2. Whatever other app that you purchase or you get for free, it's going to generally have the exact same type of feature, which is ISO control, focusing, and aperture control. So these three main controls you're going to want to have in that app to be able to control how the photo looks in the end, and then when it shoots in RAW, you can put it in post in Lightroom and try to fix it up. But having said that, we're just gonna try to see what we can photograph and see what we can get. All right. Hey guys, so basically what we're gonna be doing now is taking this photo here. You kind of see, I'm kind of blocking it right now, but here, I'm just gonna move to the side a bit. So my sunglasses drop. I'm gonna throw that back there. You kind of see the chapel there and the villa. So I'm not sure if I want to take that villa, to be honest. I think I want to kind of exclude that, so I might go over to the side of it and try to cut it out somehow, or try to position the villa so it's going to be by the side, and I'm just gonna have that chapel. That chapel looks pretty epic, so I think I'm gonna try to get that. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to take that photo, and I'm gonna go onto my phone here, and you're gonna see it somewhere on the screen, and you'll see my perspective of what I'm trying to take. Again, I'm just going to be using Camera Plus 2, so let me go into the app here. Boom, just like that. So I have everything pretty much set to manual mode. The weird thing about this app is, for some reason, the ISO and the shutter speed is way more than what you would ever have on just a regular camera that you would have. This is like almost going into high-end cameras with the amount of ISO that you can go down to. I'm at ISO 25 right now, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'm going to take this photo. You'll see my settings on the phone here, and yeah, we'll go take some photos of this one shot. I'm gonna try to take as many pictures as possible, so when I go back home and edit it in post, I am going to have enough work to at least work and hopefully pick a few that I like and post it on Instagram. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna take everything in vertical mode again for Instagram. And make sure for cropping, you're gonna be trying to take the image a little bit further away. So you're gonna compensate for that 5:4 crop that you're gonna get when you crop it in Lightroom. All right, well, you're just gonna see me in this view far away, but you're gonna see through my camera as well somewhere on the screen. Hang on one sec. Alright, so I kind of underexposed some of these on purpose because I was thinking that I would shoot it underexposed. I have a preset in my Lightroom to be able to kind of bump up that foreground because I want to expose to the background. The background looks pretty epic. It has a little bit of blue sky and dark gray clouds, so I want to get that contrast in the sky, but also kind of retain a little bit more information in the sky to be able to keep the sky background. I'm just going to mask it out and keep it the same, and then the foreground I can kind of play around with the exposure, so I'm not too worried about the foreground being in the detail. So that's about it for here. Let's check out if I can photograph something else here. So I think there's only that much you can actually try to take a photo of at the beach. I mean, you can take a photo of the water, kind of the shrubs in the back. A lot of people don't take the shrubs in the back because it just looks, I don't know, like shrubs. But you can get some pretty good epic photos if you choose kind of like the right angle and stuff. So yeah, I think a lot of people miss out on the opportunity in that. Let me just pass these two, and I don't know why they're facing that way, but yeah, I'll cut back when I pass them. Hang on one sec. Hey guys, so just passed them. I think they were just playing some crosswords, but Yeah, I didn't really want to have the camera recording while I passed them, just to out of respect. It just came on the other side of the rocks here, and this side seems a little bit more rocky. Oh, I almost tripped there. As you can see, it's got a lot more seaweed, a lot more junk on this side. But yeah, we'll see what we can find. So it's not that sunny, so I took my shades off. But I found this. This is looking pretty cool. It's like a cliff up above there, but it's kind of like a rock face, and it's just amazing actually. Can you take a look at how many actual layers this rock has? It's actually quite insane. It has a lot of colors as well. And you look all the way up the top and you have some kind of like palm trees and growing all in different directions. I've never seen it like that. So sometimes I like to take texture photos like this. So can you imagine having this as one of your like Apple backgrounds? If you just took this photo and just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, I think it'll look pretty sick. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna put you guys down. Hopefully you guys can see. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go into the app again and take some photos. Again, you'll see it somewhere on the screen here. Oh, forgot to say, this time I'm gonna take vertical as well as horizontal for background photos. So I'll see how that turns out as well. So yeah, that is pretty much what I took. I'm just going to go back, and you guys are gonna all see this. Sorry, I thought that was a fly on me. You guys are gonna see this when I get back, and hopefully we can edit these and turn out pretty good. I'm not sure. I might actually just finish it there for today for taking photos. The sun's going down on the west side, so I'm not gonna have too much daylight left. But you're gonna see me back home with the beauty of YouTube again, and I'll see you back home in Lightroom. All right, peace out. Well, like not completely peace out, but you know what I mean. Okay, all right, peace. Hey guys, welcome back. Back at the house, all showered up, good to go. Didn't want to edit feeling all sticky and no. Something I don't want to do. I just don't want to feel, I'm already pretty hot in this booth that I made, and adding that like stickiness, anyways, don't want to hear that. We're just going to go straight into Lightroom and start editing those photos that I took on my phone. So let's go into it. All right guys, so now that we are in Lightroom, we're just going to go through the photos here. We'll just pick whatever seems pretty good. So just kind of go left on your, or go right on your key tab, sorry. And then just kind of scroll through some of the similar photos. I guess we'll try to use this one. Now what I always like to do is I like to get my horizon straight if I can find a horizon. There's horizon back here, so that might be something that I'll use as a reference. So what I would do is I'll just take this ruler tool, drag it, and that should be as straight as it gets. Press enter, and that's done. Now this photo's a little dark. Maybe it's just my screen. Nope, my screen's pretty good. Sorry, I just needed to check my brightness level. Sometimes it goes dim when I unplug the laptop from my charger. But let's see. So my goal here was to retain the actual background, and foreground's a little dark, so we're just going to try to fix that. But what I always try to do is I go into lens correction at the very bottom here and go enable corrections. Shot on an iPhone Plus. I'm surprised they actually got that. And just go to auto for white balance. It'll fix it a little bit. Still retain the background, so that's pretty good. They didn't blow it out automatically. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to add I think the color is okay, but what I want to do is maybe go into clarity and just boost the clarity up a bit, bring the texture in the sand. So what I do is I go all the way up, and then I just dial it back down. Let's try dehaze a little bit. Makes it a little bit dramatic, so that's pretty cool, but I don't want to lose the chapel too much, so I don't want to do that too much. So what I actually want to do here is I want to go the opposite direction and go a little bit on the negative side for dehaze. We'll put it at -4, increase the texture just a touch. And then what I'm going to do is, since I want to dehaze this part and bring it out a bit on the foreground with the sand, I'm just going to go into my brush tool and then just going to increase the size of this brush because I want to just do a bunch of the sand here. And then if you want to know where you are applying this, just go down here to show selected mask overlay. You click that, and then when you do the mask, you're going to see that red. I believe you can change this color to whatever you want it to be, but red's pretty just, I think it's standard. And then you're just going to color this foreground part in. And then now what you're going to do to see the effect, you're going to need to turn this off. So just turn this off. Again, you can actually just go quick button for, I think the shortcut key was just O. So if you press O, yep, that's it right there. And then toggle it off. It's going to unmask it. Sorry, not unmask it, just erase the overlay of that. So the red is just going to be gone. Now you can start to see what the actual thing does. So what I do is I usually go back to clarity here and just boost that clarity up. You can see the difference there. And then just boost it up. I just want to make the sand a little bit more rough. Just because in this photo, I like it. As you can see on most of my Instagram photos, link it in the description as well, and you'll see my tag somewhere up here. But I like it a bit more punchy, saturated, contrasty. I use a lot of clarity and dehaze just to give that texture. I'm all about the texture in my photos, so I like to emphasize it. Sometimes I do cool, warm, those color temperatures are something I do maybe on a seasonal basis or what I'm trying to go for on my grid. But I try to mix it up and try to make it fun. I don't really go overboard with my Instagram grid in terms of like making it like super aesthetic. I just like to post photos of what I shoot, and if people like it, people like it. If people don't, then it's good. I mean, again, photography is subjective, so if you are wondering about if this is good, I want constructive criticism, you can get that type of ordeal for every single photo, but I just don't want that to limit you from being creative. So that's one thing I don't want you to do, is to try to limit yourself, because creativity for photography and art in general is limitless. And as long as you're able to adapt and form, you are pretty much able to do whatever you want, essentially. So yeah. Having said this, I'm not going to do any Photoshop editing, overlays or anything too fancy with today's photos. It's just strictly just straightforward editing to give it my style, and that's pretty much it. So going back to Lightroom, just continuing on this photo here, I would like to try to put a preset on, but let's try this one without a preset and see how we can make it look. If you just bump up the contrast, just play around with these. Honestly, like I said, I keep saying just play around with these knobs, go back and forth and see which one you like. You can brighten it up to make it look a bit more sunny. It was cloudy, so maybe dim it down, but just to give it that option, I'm going to actually brighten it up. And then, having said that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get out of this brush tool by clicking done here. I'm going to zoom into this church area, and I want to bring this out as much as possible. So again, I'm just going to go into my mask and whoops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's zoomed in a lot. That might be actually better. That was by accident. Again, punch O and just kind of select this church area a bit. All right, so now you kind of have this all set up. I'm just going to turn that all off. And what I want to do is I just want to just decrease the saturation, or actually maybe just increase it. What I'm going to do is just add some highlights to it, add some glare, pump up the shadow just a touch. Whites just a touch as well, and then I'm gonna decrease on the black just a smidge. And then what I want to also do is, let's see, if I bump up the clarity on this, so I'm gonna go on the opposite of clarity and make that a little lighter. Don't want to do that. As you can see where I masked, but maybe just increase the dehaze just a touch and lower. Actually, I'm just going to go a little bit on the texture. Now what you can do is, let's just press done on that. So it just highlights it a little bit. Now, if you just kind of go, I think it's backslash. Yeah, so you can see the difference there already. Toggle it back and forth. I think you can also press on one of these and it'll show you the before and after photo right there. And then that's pretty good. I like it just like that. I don't like to do too much to anything else. You can really make this shot moody if you really wanted to. For example, let's just go back to here and let's put a gradient filter on the sky here. Again, if you press O and hold it down, you can see where the actual affected area is, and then you can move it while you hold down O as well. And then that's about good. I think I'm pretty good with that. Let's just move it up a bit. And let's say I would just want to make this like super moody for whatever the reason I want to make it. You just go dehaze a little bit, add in a little bit more, or actually decrease the blacks there. Introduce a little bit more of darkness there. Bring down the highlights, bring down the contrast, and then you can actually change the temperature color of the sky and make it a bit more like maybe orangey. I'm actually just playing around with it. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want with it as well. You can change the color of that gradient mask so you can make it a bit more bluey. It's gonna turn green. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reset this. Totally forgot how to reset this. Oh yeah, just double click on the color there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you got that to that. So what you ultimately want to do is go back for Instagram, go 4x5. It's actually 5x4 on Instagram, but nevertheless do it. And click done, and that's it. You're ready for Instagram. Now let's see what else I got here. Oh yeah, these are the textured shots. These are good. Very nice. I got a lot of them, so I'm just gonna quickly go through some of them and see what I can edit. I like this one. I'm gonna actually leave it like this as diagonal. I'm not gonna try to straighten it or anything because I'm just gonna have less photo to work with. So let's go into here and let's go to lens correction. Change it to iPhone. So it's gonna dim it a bit. So the color of that is going to be a bit warmer. Interesting. Let's just automatically go dehaze on this. Clarity and then dehaze. Bring that texture out. Ooh, that makes it look nice. Okay. That's cool. Maybe a bit more contrasty. Yeah, that looks good. I don't want to play around with the brightness too much. Let's see if I can change the curve on this. So add maybe 3 points here and here. Oh, I don't like it. Maybe just a touch there and a touch there. That actually looks, I mean, like with my eyes, this looks incredibly like, I don't know what's going on. But having said that, it could make for a pretty good background. Comment down below what you guys think of this photo. There's probably a lot more you can do with it, but having said that, I don't know. It just looks like a pretty cool background to me. A bit punchy, I would say that may hurt the eye a little bit, but that's just kind of my style. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go on to the next photo. Oh, this photo can look pretty epic. Okay. I don't know what happened here. I think the lens might have got a little dirty. These are pretty good. Okay. Nope. Definitely not. Okay. Sorry, I thought that was a portrait photo, and then I was like, no, never mind, that was landscape. Didn't have to crop it. Let's go back to here and do another lens correction. Usually lens corrections are very good if you have taken a photo with an actual camera. Because iPhones, they don't really do too much, but the auto white balance is pretty nice. It exposes the sky. Again, just kind of like that. The sky seems a little bit hazed out with the blue, but then when you do it like this and add the auto white balance, it just gives the blue a little bit of a deeper blue color. Looks more natural this way. Now, let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna actually try to put a preset on. Let's see. I got these top presets that I like here. Ooh, I like that look. Sand just goes orange though. Ooh, I like that too. That makes it look moody. That make it like a little grungy look. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at something else here. I like my presets for Santorini. These make it a little bit more vibrant in some sense and a little bit more like aesthetic. I'm gonna go with this one. I'll go with the preset number 2. Okay, so now that I put that preset on, I'm just gonna add my clarity just to give it a bit more punch. But because this one already has a pretty good amount of clarity in there, not too much, I'll dial it all the way up, dial it back down to about there. Dehaze, yeah, dehaze a little bit. Oh, that's too much texture. Hurts my eyes. Okay, that's about good. Now, depending on what you want to do here, you can kind of emphasize more on this central area. So what you can do is just go to a radial filter. My computer is lagging. All right, that was weird. Then what you can do is just put a radial filter here and kind of focus it more on this area. Turn it a bit, make it wider. And then, since it's blowing out the skies now, what you want to do is just invert it. And there you go. You get the sky back. And what you can do is you can expose for this. What you can do is brighten this up a little bit. And then, let's say you want to introduce a little bit more color into this. So let's say you want to put more green into it for some very odd reason that you want to do it for. And then what you can do is click done on there. Now you're back to the original image, and I might just put a little bit of a vignette on here. Well, let's just do HSL curves just a second here. This is a great tool on HSL. You just can select this tool and you can go into any color and just change that. Just mind you, if you are taking a portrait photo or anything like that of a person, the skin tones might change because it's affected in the yellow and sometimes in the oranges as well. So just and magentas. So if you are changing skin tones of that sort, then it might get affected if you have so much colors in the background. So that's something to watch out for. And then what you're gonna do is, well, what you can do is you can custom make a vignette, and what you're gonna do is go into radial filter again. And you're gonna select that same area that you just selected. So just kind of do the same thing that you just did. Just be careful you're not doing too much. And then now what you're gonna do is you're gonna actually extend this a bit further. And then make sure you're not getting too much of the edges. And then what you're gonna do is go into exposure and dim that down. Okay, now you're gonna give it that more vignette. And actually, I'm just gonna actually straighten this out and increase the height in this. Just create a little bit of vignetting. And that's pretty much it. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see the before and after. Boom, before, after. It's like, it just like came to life. Awesome. So again, always shoot in RAW. Can't say that enough. I think everyone says that. I think it almost gets repetitive to the point where if you're not shooting RAW, then you are missing out a huge chunk of opportunity. The other thing is, if you want to underexpose your foreground and then get the background texture, that's what I always try to do. You can take at least 3 or 4 photos, and then in Lightroom you can stack them. Although I didn't really take too many photos of this particular one and I didn't have a tripod, which you always should use if you are doing photo stacking. That's something that you should try to do and try to familiarize with it. So what you want to do is just set up a tripod and then underexpose the foreground and expose for the background, and then vice versa. You're just going to do the midground and the foreground, and you're going to stack all those together to get a nice HDR photo. And you can tweak it a little bit so it doesn't look too much like an HDR, but it's really good because in the sense that when you see it with your eyes sees it, so everything is exposed properly. Now, if someone makes a camera or a lens that can expose the way you see it with your eyes, then we wouldn't need to do so much editing. But the reason why we need to do so much editing is because we want to make it look like what we saw with our eyes and then maybe tweak it a little bit to make it our own style. I think that's why editing is like another form of art, and I just want everyone to figure their own style out. And it might look similar to someone else's, but it's not only how you edit, it's always the way you take photos as well. So if you combine those two, you'll get your own style. You'll succeed in photography for any client that you want to take for. But having said that, I'm doing something for my social media. I don't plan to sell these. I mean, I could print these off and then maybe someone will buy them. I'm not sure. If you guys ever see a photo on my videos or on my Instagram grid, just hit me up if you want to print. I may sell them, I'm not too sure, or I may just give them away. But yeah, just hit me up. I'll have my email down below as well if you want to contact me for anything. And as well, if you haven't seen my latest video for Nippon Bro and the direction of where we're headed and the GoFundMe campaign, which I'll link in the description as well. It's just something that I'm doing to try to give back to the photography and videography world and all the creators out there around the world that I want to try to give back to and possibly hire under Nippon Bro Productions. So all the details, I'll put the link somewhere up here and in the description, like I have said. And yeah, hopefully you guys will take a look at that. Even if you're watching this and you don't want to donate yourself to the cause, just $1 of donation, it will go a long way. And just spread the word. Someone else of your friends or your family or friends of friends can benefit from this, and it could change a person's life. And I hope to do that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and smash the like button on this video. Turn on those notifications for future videos like this, tutorials, anything like that. This is kind of like a vlog tutorial type. And I think I'm going to start doing more of these because when I'm out shooting photos, I like to be outside most of the time. And then when I come back, I can try to edit the photos that I just took and show you guys these type of tutorials. And I'll do some videography tutorials in the future upcoming as well. I think that's about it for today. I will catch you guys on the next one. And you guys stay safe out there, stay healthy, take care of their family, and take care of others as well. Peace out, and see ya. To the community, to the photography and videography. I can't say that word.